Saturday. We just ate some lunch. And we're gonna bust into this thing. I've been procrastinating it. I don't know why it's not that hard. There's fish biting a Lake Powell. It's been hard to want to work on this thing. So we're gonna tear the front clip off of it right now, get the old motor out of it, get that motor put in it today. That's the goal, so here we go. Yeah, this brake's got some issues we gotta deal with. She don't turn so good. Steering's pretty mint. Steers like a dream.
Looks like he's roughing back here on something.
You can't sweat the small stuff, Lance. In like an hour, we should have this thing out of there. While he's doing this, I'm gonna put a water pump on this. Exhaust manifolds. We gotta buff all that off.
What's this little thing for?
It's a heat valve.
Oh.
Set them in the fridge over here. Fan just stopped and dropped off a couple Mountain Dews.
I'm getting there, slowly but surely.
Got a whole bunch of old school with newer school. Now we'll put the new motor mounts in it. Looks like it's got oil pressure. It makes me happy. There's top dead center. Snug this up just a little, just so it keeps it in there. We're gonna clean this flywheel up. Lan just went and got it. It's out of an old junker truck. We're gonna clean it all up and get it ready for a new clutch. So we've got all the wiring. This is wiring for the whole truck, and we want to be able to put it back where it goes. Someone's had it off and labeled it. We're just gonna mark it with colors. They're gonna be the red ones. Then we're gonna do the white ones. We'll do silver next.
Oh, silver.
We'll do black as our last.
That's your way of taking the trash out?
Taking the trash out right there. There, you're talking to it now. We'll have the front clip off in no time. Well,
You haven't got it out of there yet?
nope. Jace is teaching us how to take the front clip off here. Oh yeah, that's it.
You have to go up in the front.
There we go. Okay,
That's
go
on
up
the
over the
tire.
top. I think we can just set it right here.
We showed up at the right time.
Perfect timing, really. Transmission is out. It was pretty easy, really. Few bolts. I took the whole floorboard out of it, which made it nice. So now I got that bolt, one on the other side, these two bolts, and I can jerk the motor out of it. So 10 more minutes, I should have the motor out. Be ready to start fitting this other one in. One international motor out. We gotta lift it up, cut the exhaust clear off because it's gotta move to the other side, which is not a very good side for the exhaust to be on. Put a bell housing on that thing, flywheel and everything on it, slide it in, see if we can make it fit. All right, we're getting the flywheel put on this. You gotta make sure you Loctite these. You don't want your flywheel bolts coming out. We're gonna set it in there for the first time. Don't plug me in over there. Like it was meant to have a small block Chevy in it, huh? What I got going, this transmission cross member's gotta go forward, but all of that stuff hangs on it, so we're gonna have to get creative, figure it out. Who just showed up?
Hello.
Should be working on his Jeep, not here.
Yeah, but it's not home.
That's right. So, all right. we'll get after it. All right, we are gonna stab this thing together here. Tranny installed. We gotta put the 2 in the bottom side now. We'll lift it up. Just trying to get this set in here where we want it. All right, so I think we've got her figured out here. This transmission cross member, I went and took the one out of the 65, which parts of this motor came out of, but the transmission's out of it. So it all bolted back in. This side over here is easy. This side's a little more complex because this is all where the pedals hook in. So what I'm gonna do is put a piece of 3-inch flat strap in between these two and tie them all together. It'll work, it'll look good. Motor mounts, I've got that figured out. I'm gonna cut 32 inches of 4-inch wide quarter flash strap. I'm gonna bend it. It's gonna bend off the top of the frame down, across, back up, have a little lip on there, then I'll tie it into the bottom of the frame. Then I'll put a piece of square tube under it just to make it rigid, and it'll hold forever. I'm gonna do that now. I need my first bend at 10.5 inches. So we'll put that in. I don't know how much bend, we're just gonna have to play with it a little and see. Too much. We'll unbend some of it.
I think right there looks good, but
It's gonna flex a little. Now I went too much. We'll bend 1 inch of that, because that is gonna rest on the top of the frame. That may be a little much too. We'll go give her a whirl. Pretty dang close. Okay. Ow. That hurt. I had my finger in the wrong spot. It just took a hunk out of me. That's ridiculous. These are the Band-Aids Land brought me. I'm not sure they're gonna do it. She's a bleeder. Ooh, that's a tender one right there, I'll tell you what. Missing some skin and a little chunk of meat. I found it. It's up there in between the motor mount and that thing. It just pinched her right off. Look at that. That's some good bending. I'm pretty proud of my own self. Level. Motor's freaking level. Centered. We got it. My finger wasn't throbbing right now. I'd have more concentration on how to get this trans mount handled. I can feel my heart beating right here. Yep, it's working. I think we're gonna put a piece of square tube right down the ridge line of this to give it some rigidity. Okay, we'll lift it up, get my chunk of finger out of there. Lesson learned. Don't put your finger in there, because they'll hurt every time. We'll cut that out, grind it all up. That'll miss the oil pan. No more rubbing. Make it easier to come out when if we ever have to put a motor in or out of this thing. That's going to give room for the oil pan to come up over. We're going to have to deal with them birds. They're living in my area. They're going to have to start paying rent, or they're getting evicted. All right, engine clears.
sweet.
I like it. Couldn't have done better if I'd done it my own self. I want to take this glove on and off a bunch because my digit is not happy right now. We'll drill those holes. We can bolt the motor mounts down. What's the odds of these holes lining up? Pretty
Good.
freaking good. That's what they are. You know where the 9/16 wrench should be?
No. Right there.
Let's get it. Okay. Motor is loosely bolted. We got this thing temped in place right now. We're just letting it down, checking how everything looks. If we like it, then we'll make her permanent, but right now we're just checking. Everything's close and tight, but it's functional, which is how we wanted it. There's a lot happening down in this little small space, so. But it's gonna work. I think the radiator is actually going to clear, which I was nervous about. We're gonna have to just barely notch the floor pan. These trucks are pretty awesome. I mean, you can take the whole floor out of this dang thing. Oh, not having that finger
Sucks.
Oh yeah, it does. Gonna have to bend the shifter. We can bend it. We'll just heat it up right there and bend it backwards just a little bit because it hits the dash in first and we don't want it to. Well, I got this piece built. Just gonna combine these two together. I think it's gonna work pretty fair, so
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm gonna tack this in. Well, that's gonna hold it in there. So the shifter is it's just hitting the dash. So we're putting a little bend to it so it doesn't hit the dash when you go to first gear. Yep. Fixed. It's welded in. Tranny is in. I like it. It's good. Everything fits pretty dang good. We're calling it a day. Alright, so I got this thing put together. It's not all assembled, but it's close. We're gonna put some water in it here in a minute. I got it hot wired. We're gonna fire it up. I figured it was better to find out that something was wrong before I put it all back together. So we're gonna get some water in the radiator that I got just put on the front of here. Then we're gonna fire this thing up and break it in for a little bit and make sure everything's happy with it, and we'll see what it does. Apparently my radiator leaks pretty bad, but we're gonna deal with it. Well, it runs, so it fired right off. My water situation is not great. We'll deal with it. We'll get it put together, and sounds like it's gonna be good. I got an oil leak on the other valve cover that I gotta deal with. All in all, I think it's gonna be okay. So life's good. So we're on to the clutch, and it's gonna be a pain. So it runs backwards from what it needs to. So I got to build a lever right here that comes up, hooks into here, and then this will hook to it to make it pivot the right way. And then we're gonna have to do some work on the arm itself to make that work. We're gonna use some 3/8 plate right there. I'm gonna cut this out of it and we'll build an arm. So what we got going on, I machined this. This is gonna be my bottom pivot. This goes on it like so. This is gonna weld right into that pivot on here. Then I'll show you where it goes in a minute. I got Grandpa down here. He's instructing me today. We did that right. That should still fit on there. And it does. Once that cools down, I gotta drill one hole there and one hole up there. Yeah, that's gonna be like pretty much perfect. Maybe I'll just weld it straight to it. I won't cut a hole. This might work, Land. Just might work. That looks good, actually. Alright. That should do it. Should be able to put a washer on either side of it. I think it's gonna work.
I think it would. Looks that way.
So originally this arm was up, which made my clutch work backwards. So I flipped it over, built this arm to counteract it, and now I should be able, well, I still have to do some stuff to this shaft because it's keyed, but we'll deal with that in a minute. I'm satisfied that that is gonna work. All right, I'm in the front of the truck, giving you the view. So here's the clutch situation. It's clutching. It's doing everything it needs to. All manufactured and working. We're good to go. The hard part's tackled, put her back together, and we take her for a ride. Those are the teeniest, tiniest little U-joints ever. All right, what we got going down here? Oh yeah, this is gonna work. Okay, so these caps are tapped and these ones aren't, so I gotta swap them out. I've been building a driveline today while Land was at school. Now he's back. My cameraman has came back to do his job. Now, I'll bet I can put that back. All right, Grandpa, I think you can boulder up now. So this driveline, we go from Chevy on that end all the way down to international stuff on this end. So it's been fun, but we got her handled. It was a pain in the butt today. With COVID, I tried to go buy a length of 2.5-inch driveline tube so I could build this. 6/8 couldn't get it for me. Didn't know when they could get it, so we ended up using some tube I had for derby slider drivelines. It's thick and heavy, but this thing's never gonna go fast, so it should be just wonderful. We got it within like 4 thousandths on the lathe, so it's gonna be good. So I was nervous that alternator wouldn't clear, but perfect. Can read a tape measure because we got gap in between the fan, and the fan's not gonna hit over here. We're looking good. I'll land.
Yeah.
Little mounting this thing back together, and she's running. Coming together. In like another 2 months, maybe I'll have it. Jeez. Not very often we get to see that, so I need some video evidence of this happening.
Hey, there's video evidence that you tightened the wheel and it fell off, so almost. You blamed it on me.
It never
so.
fell off. It was just close. I'm blaming Jace for this.
And her brothers.
Push her up hard. All right. Tighten them up. Well, now it's a matter of hooking wires up and putting some gauges in it. I got to put an alternator on it. Then we can put some water in it, run some wires, put the inside back together. Maybe we take it for a ride. No sweat. All right, so there's been a bunch of stuff happen since I filmed last. I'll give you the tour. We got the floorboard all put back together in here. I had to do a little cutting and fitting and to get that. And then I hooked this up. So she just fires up and runs. So I think it's gonna be good. Sounds healthy, everything works good. So we broke it in. Now we're gonna lift her up and give it its first oil change. It's dirty, but this is a magnet plug. And there's no metal on it.
So that's a good sign.
It's bonus. Right there. So we'll get it drained out, put some fresh oil and a new filter on it. We'll go race it around a little. It's got these sweet fenders for tables on it. Get a bottle of that in there to try to make the cam live as long as we can. This is just pure zinc additive. Looks good.
Trying to get that receiver hitch off. Okay.
It got her.
Yeah. Handled. Chickens are wondering what the heck we're doing under here.
Coming over to see what you're doing, huh?
Handled.
They'll be receiver hitched in no time. Got it. Alright, so we got it all off. Got a lot of grinding to do to get it all cleaned up. We'll do that and then start putting it back together. Alright, ready to go. So now we're going to notch these so they'll slide inside the frame right here.
See what we've got here.
Alright, got that part. There it is. One receiver hitch. Now if it still fits in the frame, we're in good shape. Alright, there it is. Weld that in, put some gussets off the back of it, and it's done. So we got the receiver all put on it. They can tow their parade vehicle or trailers with this thing now. So that's all finished. Let's go take it for a ride. Maiden voyage. You ready?
Yeah.
I think I am.
Clutch feels good.
She's low geared. She don't turn very good. She's a hair loud.
Just a bit.
Give her a couple double pumps on the brakes. She's a ripper, man.
Yeah.
We're doing 40. My first day driving. Seat's way too tall. I'm like looking through the horizon. Holy jeez. This thing's all over the road.
Good.
I think we should burn up and pick up Mom, take her for a little dig. What do you think?
Yeah.
Let's go do it. Brakes work good on like the third pump.
All right, they just picked me up. Apparently I'm gonna go riding in this old girl. It is cold today.
Don't worry, the exhaust will warm you up coming in the cab. It's like a built-in heater.
Oh, this is teeny. It's cute in here. She steers good.
Oh, like a dream. I can't even believe it. That's why all those old guys were so tough. Because they had to crank this wheel around all day.
Whoa!
Brakes workish.
Workish.
Put my foot over the hole so we don't get exhausted. When the exhaust comes out right there, so you gotta cover it.
Oh, so we need...
I'll pull over down here and you can drive the old girl.
Is this like a normal shifter?
Yeah, it's just normal shifting. But the brakes are two pumpers. You fit better in there than I do. Second would have been okay though. You got her, Toyota. Sketchy.
How did I do?
We're not dead. Not a bad maiden voyage. We got a little bit of issues to work through, but steering's complete garbage. It's all over the road. There's some loose stuff in there. Parts that I've done are good. It seems to run good. We got it up to 50.
Yeah.
She's a little sketchy at 50, but brakes are not good, but I got a master cylinder ordered. We'll put on it, get some exhaust on it so you can hear. She should be all right. It took me 2 days to build the motor. Took me a day to put the motor in. So I'm looking at like probably 5 days into this build, getting it swapped over from International to good old Chevrolet stuff. So she's good to go. It's been a fun project. I'll take these all day long when I can work on old stuff.
So, quit messing with the horn. We have
Sorry.
important business to
We do have
discuss
some
right now.
important stuff.
We have a goal that we mentioned in another video of ours to hit 100,000 subscribers in May. We have an amazing giveaway planned for when we hit that mark that you guys are not going to want to miss out on.
An amazing one.
An amazing one. Like,
I'm
you
amazed.
guys are going to love it. I'm so excited about it. If you know of anybody that likes fabrication that hasn't subscribed to our channel yet, share our stuff with them. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet but watch our videos, subscribe to the channel. We would love it. I'm not going to say what it is until we hit our goal.
Once we hit it, she'll be all over the internet telling you what it is.
Yeah, and you're going to love it. With that being said, click the subscribe button and subscribe to our channel so we can meet our goal. Thanks for watching.
She did it.